Today, the worst security month in years. Active attacks on your iPhone, your PDFs, and your browser, plus a dangerous Windows threat. Here's what you need to do today. Right now, while you're watching this video, someone could be sitting on your computer waiting, not a person in your house. A criminal, possibly on the other side of the world, who already has found a small crack in your system. And this month, there is a tool freely available on the internet, no hacking skills required, that lets them use that small crack to take over everything. Your files, your passwords, your entire machine. That tool is called Blue Hammer, and there's no official fix for it yet. But that's not even the only threat making headlines this month. Apple just rushed out an emergency fix for iPhones because criminals discovered a way to silently hack your phone just by getting you to visit a website. No downloads, no clicking any links, just visiting the wrong web page. Adobe Acrobat and Acrobat Reader, that program you use to open PDFs, has a vulnerability that is being actively attacked right now. And Microsoft just released one of the largest security updates in its entire history. 247 fixes in a single day. Stay with me through this entire video because I'm going to give you a clear, simple action plan that will take you about 10 minutes to complete, and it could protect you from a very expensive disaster. Here's a quick background for anyone who's new to this channel. Every month, Microsoft and dozens of other software companies release official patches known as Patch Tuesday. Here is a simple way to think about it. Every program on your computer is like a building. Researchers are constantly finding unlocked windows and broken door locks that criminals could use to sneak inside. The software companies manufacture new locks every month and ship them out. Your job, or your IT team's job, is to install those new locks before a criminal finds the old ones. The problem this month, the criminal community already knows about it. I'm going to come back to that in a few moments. First, let me talk about the threats that are already attacking people today because a few of them may already be targeting you. Adobe, the company behind Photoshop, Acrobat Reader, and dozens of other popular programs, patched 61 security vulnerabilities this month across 12 different products. The one you need to act on immediately is Adobe Acrobat and Acrobat Reader. Here's why this matters to you. Acrobat Reader is the program most people use to open PDF files, invoices, contracts, tax documents, insurance forms, bank statements. You probably open PDFs every single day without thinking twice about it. Right now, criminals are sending out malicious PDF files, documents that look completely normal. When you open one of these files in an unpatched version of Acrobat or Acrobat Reader, the criminal gets access to your computer. No warning, no pop-ups asking you to confirm anything, no error message, just a PDF that looks fine. This is not a future risk. It's happening in attacks right now today. Before you open another PDF, update Adobe Acrobat or Adobe Acrobat Reader. Open the program, go to Help, and click Check for updates. It takes about 2 minutes and could prevent a devastating breach. Adobe also has urgent fixes for their virtual meeting platform and their web application tool this month. If your business uses any Adobe products beyond the basic Acrobat and Acrobat Reader, your managed services provider should be on top of these today, not tomorrow, today. Now let's talk about your iPhone. Apple pushed out an emergency security update this month because of a sophisticated attack called Dark Sword. Here are the details that should concern you. Researchers are calling it a zero-click exploit. That means a criminal does not need you to tap on a link, open an attachment, or download anything. All they need you to do is to visit a compromised website. Your iPhone gets silently taken over in the background without any visible sign that anything went wrong. This has already been used in real attacks against real people in multiple countries. If you have automatic updates turned on, Apple should have sent the fix to your phone automatically. But do not wait to find out. Go to Settings, then General, then Software Updates, and make sure you are fully up to date right now. Now, if you use Google Chrome, and billions of people around the world do, there is also a vulnerability being actively exploited in Chrome right now. The same risk applies to Microsoft Edge and other Chromium-based browsers. To update Chrome, click the three-dot menu in the upper right corner of your browser, then click Help, then About Google Chrome. It will check automatically and install any updates available. The process is exactly the same in Edge. Once you install the updates, though, you do need to close the browser and reopen it for the updates to be installed. Both of these updates are free, fast, and critical. Now let's zoom out and look at the big picture, because this month is historic. Microsoft just released one of the largest security updates in their entire history, and two of these fixes are for threats that criminals are already actively using against businesses right now. Microsoft fixed a staggering 247 vulnerabilities this month in a single day. Security researchers are calling this one of the second largest single month releases in Microsoft's entire history. 8 of these vulnerabilities are classified as critical, meaning an attacker can use them to take over your computer with no warning and no interaction on your part. 2 of them are what researchers call 0 days, which means hackers had already figured out how to exploit them before the patch was even ready. Now let's look at those 2 0-day threats right now, because one of them is actively being used against businesses today. 0-day threat number 1, SharePoint. If your business uses Microsoft SharePoint, the platform many companies use to share documents and collaborate online, this one is urgent. This vulnerability allows an attacker to impersonate a legitimate user of your system, access files they have no business seeing, and make unauthorized changes to your data. Microsoft has confirmed this is being actively exploited in real attacks against real businesses right now. If SharePoint is part of how your business operates, updating it cannot wait until next week. The second 0-day is in Microsoft Defender, the built-in security software on every Windows computer. Details about how to exploit it were published publicly before Microsoft had a fix ready, which means attackers had a head start on building tools to use it. This vulnerability gives an attacker the highest level of control over a Windows machine. If a criminal already has a foothold on your computer, maybe through a phishing email or through a malicious file attachment, they can use this to take over everything. If you use Windows, and most of you watching this do, run your Windows updates right now and make sure this fix gets installed before you do anything else on that machine. Coming up, I'm going to tell you about 2 threats that can spread from one computer to every other computer on your network all by themselves with no one clicking anything. And then we'll get to Blue Hammer, the unpatched threat I told you about at the very beginning. You'll want to see this. 2 of this month's Microsoft vulnerabilities are classified as wormable. That word deserves your attention. Wormable means that malware using these vulnerabilities can spread automatically from one computer to the next, all on its own. No one has to click anything. No one has to open an email. Just one infected machine quietly infecting every other machine connected to the same network. The first vulnerability is in fundamental network technology that every Windows computer uses to communicate. An attacker connected to the same network as you, including your office network or public Wi-Fi, could run malicious software on your machine without you doing a single thing. The second carries a threat score of 9.8 out of 10. That is nearly as dangerous as vulnerabilities get. This one can be triggered by attackers from the open internet, not just people on your local network. And once inside, it can spread automatically from machine to machine. Neither of these has been exploited yet, but let me tell you, they will be soon. Hackers are working on ways to exploit this vulnerability, and you don't want your computer to be vulnerable. Microsoft also patched vulnerabilities in Word and Excel this month. We're simply previewing a document you received. That's the preview pane attack we've seen multiple times. In fact, we've seen this the majority of months in the last year and a half. Without even opening it fully, could give an attacker access to your computer. If you regularly receive Word or Excel files from outside your business, this update is important to you. Now we get to what I told you about at the very beginning. This is the most alarming piece of news this month. Bluehammer does not have a patch yet. Here's what happened. Earlier this month, a frustrated security researcher published detailed attack code for a previously unknown Windows vulnerability on a public website called GitHub, a place where software developers share code. The researcher did it out of frustration over how Microsoft was handling this situation. The result? A ready-to-use attack tool sitting in the open, available for anyone in the world to download and use. Security researchers tested it. Guess what? It works. Here's what Bluehammer can do in plain English. If a criminal already has any level of access to your Windows computer, even just a basic account with no admin rights, they can use Bluehammer to take over the entire system. We're talking about the highest level of control possible, higher even than administrator rights. From there, they can steal your passwords, lock you out of your own computer, install ransomware, copy your sensitive files, and erase their tracks so that you can never know it happened. How do criminals get that first foothold to begin with? The same way they always do. A convincing phishing email, a malicious file disguised as harmless, a website that silently installs something in the background. Bluehammer is the tool they use to turn a small crack into complete system takeover. Microsoft did release a security update for Defender that can detect the original version of this attack code, but security experts have already confirmed that criminals can make minor changes to the code and get around that detection entirely. The underlying vulnerability is still unpatched. What can you do right now? Make sure your Windows is fully patched. Make sure your security software is current. Consider implementing Zero Trust Application Control and a 24/7 Security Operations Center to watch your computers. And if you're a business owner with multiple computers or employees working from home or have sensitive client data or even your own sensitive data on your system, this is exactly why having a managed services provider monitor your network matters. A threat like Bluehammer with no patch available and working attack code sitting on the open internet is not something you can check in on occasionally and hope for the best. It requires active, ongoing monitoring and the ability to respond quickly. A few more items that business owners in particular need to be aware of. Fortinet, which makes security software and networking equipment used by many businesses, has a critical vulnerability that is being actively exploited right now. If your company uses Fortinet products, your IT team or managed services provider needs to know about this threat immediately. Cisco, the networking brand found in countless offices and businesses, patched a flaw that could allow attackers to gain full administrative access to your network equipment without even needing a password. If your business runs Cisco networking gear, this needs attention today. SAP, the business management software platform used by companies of all sizes, released critical security updates this month. If your company uses SAP, contact your administrator or managed services provider today. And a piece of software called Apache ActiveMQ, used by businesses to manage internal messaging systems, had a vulnerability that has been hiding undetected in the code for 13 years before being discovered and fixed this month. If your business uses that system, verify you're running the patched version. The common thread across all of these is that threats are real, they are active, and they are targeting businesses of every size. You do not have to be a large corporation to be a target. Small and mid-sized businesses are frequently targeted. Even consumers are frequently targeted, specifically because criminals know that you are less likely to have a dedicated security team watching around the clock. All right, let's make this practical. Here's your simple 5-step action plan. Step 1, update Windows and do this today. Go to Start, then Settings, then Windows Updates. Then check for updates. Do this right now. Step 2, update Adobe Acrobat or Adobe Reader. If you have both, update both of them. Open the program, go to Help, and click Check for Updates. That PDF vulnerability is being actively exploited today. By the way, if you have a version of Adobe Acrobat or Adobe Acrobat Reader that is no longer supported, you need to replace that with a new version so that you can get the security updates. Step 3, update your browser. In Chrome or Edge, click the 3-dot menu in the top right corner, and then Help, then About. Firefox updates the same way. Check it today. Step 4, update your iPhone. Go to Settings, then General, then Software Updates. If there is any update waiting, install it. Step 5, if you run a business with more than one computer, employees working from home, or sensitive data on your systems, you need someone actively monitoring your security every single month, not just reacting after something has gone wrong. Let me bring this home. This month, Microsoft released one of the largest security updates in their history. 2 0 days are being actively exploited against businesses right now. An iPhone exploit can silently take over your phone just from visiting a website. Adobe Acrobat and Acrobat Reader is being actively attacked through weaponized PDF files. A Chrome vulnerability is targeting everyday users. And Bluehammer, with no patch available and working attack code sitting freely on the open internet, is a real ongoing threat to every unprotected Windows machine. The good news is this: you now know about every one of these threats, and knowledge is the first step toward protection. If you are a business owner or home user on Florida's Treasure Coast, Space Coast, or South Florida, and you want a local team that stays on top of threats like these every single day, not just on Patch Tuesday, you need a Faster PC. We are a managed services provider based right here on Florida's Treasure Coast, Space Coast, and South Florida, and we can handle patching, monitoring, and security response so that you don't have to figure it out on your own. Give us a call at 772-878-5978 or visit us on the web at afasterpc.com. And here's something valuable. Go to our website at afasterpc.com right now and download our free cybersecurity report. It's packed with practical guidance for protecting your business or your home computer, and it's completely free. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button. It helps more people who need this information find it. Subscribe so that you never miss our monthly Patch Tuesday or cybersecurity threat rundowns. And share this with a business owner, a coworker, or a family member who uses a Windows computer or iPhone today. Leave us a comment below. Are your devices set to automatically update? Are you working with a managed services provider? Or are you handling security on your own? We read every comment and reply to each one of them as well. Keep your systems updated, stay alert, and if you need a backup, a Faster PC can provide that. And remember, when you have or want to prevent cybersecurity problems, you need a Faster PC.